Just an hour ago, uh, Representative Loudermilk, Barry Loudermilk, who is the chairman of the Oversight Subcommittee, he dropped a bomb just an hour ago while we're getting ready and preparing for this interview right here, and he drops a list of transcripts related to the National Guard deployment. And we've heard, that Trump said that he wanted the Guard there, and we've heard Kash Patel say that and corroborate that, and there's been this back and forth argument. It's in writing now.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to read one quote, just one, from General Mark Milley, former chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff, January 3rd, 21.
January 6th, 2021 has been used as a major argument against Donald Trump, accusing him of inciting an insurrection. It's been a tool for Democrats and others who dislike Trump to label him as a dictator, even comparing him to figures like Hitler. Whenever someone questions why they view him this way, the response is often tied to the idea that Trump undermined democracy or tried to overturn it. This narrative has persisted since that day. However, just recently, the Blaze released a video discussing transcripts from a high-ranking military official, suggesting this isn't true. Take a listen to who it is that's releasing these transcripts that proves Trump tried to secure safety that day.
We have been really fortunate to come into contact with some very high-ranking officials, not only within, Congress, the government, but also the Pentagon. And one of the most recent relationships that I've been able to develop and get really close to is former Assistant Secretary of the Army, Stacy Wardynski. And he was referred to me by a congressional aide and said, I think this guy might talk to you. And this is a guy that was not only 30 years in the Army, teaches at West Point, chief economist of the Pentagon, but managed an $80 billion Army budget over manpower as the Assistant Secretary of the Army.
Wow.
We're not talking about an unqualified, unexperienced,
or a low level.
Not a DEI hire.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
And so I've had dozens of calls with him, and then actually I've been able to meet with him in D.C. when we both happened to be there at the same time. And as a result of that, he decided to go on the record with us and reveal to the Blaze that he was on the teleconference call. In fact, they used his system that day when the Army or the Pentagon generals, the guys that answered directly to Mark Milley, who was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the time. These were the 4-star and 3-star generals, were on the teleconference call with the National Guard commanders at the same time, discussing the deployment of the Guard after Capitol Police Chief Son was desperately trying to get them to come down and assist him at the Capitol. They're only blocks away.
And they were ready.
They were completely ready.
Yeah.
And this is what the Guard commanders were trying to convey, but the Pentagon pukes, the guys who answered directly to Milley, were saying, we're not so sure about the optics of this.
According to these transcripts, Trump had actually called for support to keep everyone safe at the Capitol, but his request was ignored. Furthermore, during his speech, Trump told the crowd he knows that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. Protesting is a fundamental part of American society, and his call for a peaceful protest was clear. On top of that, Trump also wanted security in place to ensure safety, but again, this was ignored. Take a listen to a sample of what's in these transcripts.
The president just says, hey, look at this. There's going to be a large amount of protesters here on the 6th. Make sure that you have sufficient National Guard or soldiers to make sure it's a safe event.
Oh, my gosh.
Trump says, hey, I don't care if you use Guard or soldiers, active duty soldiers, do whatever you have to do. Just make sure it's safe. Boom. Done.
Unbelievable. And that's not going to be reported.
His campaign has to get on this.
Oh, yeah.
This new information, if accurate, could change the narrative. These transcripts add credibility to Trump's case on the events of that day, and it'll be interesting to see if Washington or Trump's team will bring this to light. With the election soon approaching, the the opposition won't want to lose their main talking point against Trump, nor have it backfire on them by exposing their own role in the events of that day. A lot is at stake, and this could be significant. We'll see what happens next. That's it for now, and I'll be back with more soon.